Residents in Kwame by Krim, Gbap Nongoba Bulom, Yobeko, among other chiefdoms, are in danger of massive flooding. The locals expressed fear that they may fall victim to the heavy downpour if they are neglected by government and their partners. This is not the first time settlements have been destroyed along the coastline by flash floods in Bonthe district. Islanders in various chiefdoms within Bonthe district have experienced a massive flooding. Locals in Masa Kpanguma, Kuranko, Subu, Benduma, Tei, among several other communities, intimated that they are displaced due to the high tides that emptied into their villages. According to them, the flooding is not caused by illegal squatting or negative activities by man, but a natural occurrence yearly. Floyd Alex Davis is the head of Bonthe District family. He said, people in the affected communities are faced with disturbing moments that left them vulnerable and needs urgent attention, especially at a time the high tides have destroyed their settlements.
As you all know, this year 2019 we are having heavy rains, and these rains affect most parts of the country, but particularly so the people of Bonthe district. We need the support of local and international NGOs and of course from the government, because these people are suffering. They need food, they need clothing, they need medical facilities, and most importantly, they need to be relocated, especially within this rainy season. As you all know, governments, due to the projects which they have to implement at Tomabom, have a long-term and medium plan to relocate these villages. But now, these people can only be relocated temporarily. The flooding in Bonthe district is not caused by human squatters, nor due to other negative human factor. Flooding occurs due to the terrain. The area is full of islands, and these islands are not protected when the sea level rises. Therefore, from time immemorial, these people have been suffering, especially during the years of 2014 and 2015. But this year, it's going to be more than 2014 and 2015. Some of these villages are already flooded, but come September, going to October, all of their boli lands, all of their farmlands, all of it is going to be flooded. Therefore, we need attention in Bonthe district, especially from local and international NGOs who give relief. We need them to be coordinated, not only to provide the relief, but to coordinate. And of course, I'm quite sure the government too will come in through the ONS. So we are appealing to donor agencies, and also particularly Bonthenians, not only in Sierra Leone, but all over the world. Your people are in dire straits. So we are appealing to you, whatever you have, let us put it together as Bonthenians to also assist the government and donor organizations to alleviate this natural disaster that has befallen our people.
These communities along the riverside are faced with perennial flooding and therefore are calling on government and its partners, local and international organizations, for interventions, as the periodic downpour has not only affected their sources of income, but has destroyed their farms, properties worth millions of leones, and their settlements, thereby leaving them homeless.
Flash floods have taken over not only our homes, but farmlands and settlements. We are vulnerable and are begging government to address our problems.
Women and children in these environments are greatly affected in crises of such nature, as most of them are transferred to other safer points whilst they wait till the tide and the heavy downpour subsides, which according to them will be in December. Mohammed Soko Koroma Messi is the paramount chief of Kwame by Krim. He said This is not the first time the flooding is affecting the chiefdoms along the coastline. He stressed that it is a yearly occurrence.
Presently, we have been faced with one of the most signal of worst flooding in this year. And then as you can see, Rose Konima, the communities all over, flooded with water all over. People are stressed. We need actually to relocate them. We need government attention to actually survey this situation. It has been happening in years 2014, 15, 17, and again we are expecting the worst of it. We want government to come and help our people out.
Town chiefs, community elders, and lactating mothers called for urgent attention, saying that the water has overflooded their condiments, leaving them hungry.
Number one, they stream bad.
We are in Mosokta village. We have lost all our farmlands and other properties to the flooding. The water entered into our homes and destroyed our foodstuff. Now we are left hungry. We are calling on government for their interventions.
Our farmlands is the most painful thing that happened to us during the flooding because it is very hard for us to feed.
The massive flooding caused by heavy rains and high tides in the country, a coordination meeting comprising of various ministries, departments and agencies was held at the Office of National Security, where teams were formed to do quick needs assessment and registration of flood-affected communities in Kwame by Krim, Nongoba Bulom, and Taliayo Beko chiefdoms. The Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Agriculture, Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, World Vision, among others, are among the teams set. The heavy downpour has also affected the educational aspects of some communities in various chiefdoms in Bonthe districts. Education and health facilities were also destroyed following the tides and flash floods in the affected chiefdoms. There are even worries that hundreds of children in these communities would not attend school this year due to the unavailability of structures. Other schools that were not destroyed in Tei and Masakpanguma villages were supposed to provide learning environments for surrounding communities in Kwame by Krim chiefdom and other nearby communities, but cannot due to the condition of the schools. The Member of Parliament Constituency 090, Moses Edwin, informed that most communities in the Bonthe district is without a school, maintaining that the health of the people is also at stake. He said a health facility was built with funds provided by himself and the community people, and the health ministry was engaged to assist them equip the building with a medical staff and other facilities that will address the health needs of the people, but nothing has been done over the years. He, however, called on government, international and local donors for their timely intervention.